Now, welcome to another edition of News from Naboo with Thor's Lighting Takes. And let's get right to the news.
Well, we have some probable news on the Ahsoka Season 2 front. I mean, we know that the Hound from Game of Thrones will be replacing Ray Stevenson in the role of Balin.
Yeah, Rory McCann. Yeah.
I keep wanting to call him Balin Greyjoy.
Fair enough. I can see that.
I really do, not Skoll.
Yeah.
But yes, we do. We got that news already, that confirmation. But now we have some interesting news. We talked a little bit yesterday about some leaks, possible leaks, I guess, from Christian Harloff.
About the Mando movie,
Yeah, about the Mando movie. Embo being the bad
Weird,
guy.
But maybe.
Yeah, we'll see about that, honestly. I mean, how much...
I'm skeptical.
Yeah.
But yeah. He could be in it, but the big baddie?
Yeah.
Strange.
He's got some other pieces of information moving into Season 2 of Ahsoka. And these ones sound a little more believable, a little more things that I could see happening.
Okay.
So he said Hayden Christensen will be back.
Yeah, I think that's almost...
I think that's kind of a given.
Did they guarantee that already? I mean, even if they didn't, it feels like it's a given.
I mean, he showed up at the very finale like, yep, I'm here.
Here I am.
I mean, if they are doing anything with the Mortis arc, it kind of makes sense that his Force Ghost would be there.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. We have also now heard that Greenblatt, who played young Ahsoka...
Who did a fantastic
job, yes.
Really
I definitely... She had the movements.
She
and
had
that's
the movement
hard.
And kind of the sass, right?
Yeah,
that
it's
little
really
bit
hard
of attitude
to emulate animated movements, but she did very well.
Fantastic job, yeah.
Very well.
Very happy with her. She's
She'll
one of those...
I
know I always say, like, these are the things I don't like about Ahsoka, but that was one of the things I liked about the series.
Yeah, very well. She'll be in Season 2. Obviously reprising a young Ahsoka type role.
That's surprising,
Which means we could have more Clone Wars flashbacks.
It feels like we could go there, or they could do something where, I mean, the first time Ahsoka goes to Mortis, she sees her older self. I mean, she could now see her younger self for some reason. I don't know.
We also heard that Ewan McGregor will be reprising his role, of course, of Obi-Wan Kenobi in Season 2.
Okay. So getting the live action crew together, the Clone Wars crew.
What I find very interesting about those three names in particular being in Season 2 is we got hints at the end of Season 1 about Mortis. We saw the statue we saw the statue. We all saw the father, son.
Pointing,
So will they, because presumably they're saying, going into Season 2, how many of these people watched the Mortis arc from the Clone Wars? Could they be doing a summary of it using
They had to,
character, using Ewan, Hayden, and young Ahsoka?
I think you have to, because you can't assume that the average person has any clue what any of that meant at the end. I mean,
show don't tell is a better option.
Well, certainly, yeah. I mean, you can go online and look, but how many people are immediately going to go online and research Mortis or
they assume if you're going to be showing us the show, you should be giving us all the information we need.
Yes, you shouldn't have to do homework to watch a show. You might want to do it to enhance your enjoyment of it, but you shouldn't
or understanding,
have to. Yeah.
But I definitely feel like this means we could get a summary, a live-action type summary of what happened. Yeah. I mean, the fact that they showed Ahsoka with the red eye, the Sith eyes in Season 1, and now in Season 2, if they do a kind of retelling, they could show that she was at one point corrupted by the dark side via the sun.
Well, like literally corrupted.
Literally corrupted, not
going dark side. She was kind of possessed by it in a matter of speaking.
Right, and if she was possessed by it once, and then she was saved by the daughter, which is the embodiment of the light side of the Force.
Yeah, and you have to bring up Morai.
Morai was in the season. We saw him too.
Yeah.
So why not? Why not give us some live action recap of what had happened?
You have to. Like I said, you can't just assume that. And so many people would be so lost by that because it is kind of outside of the normal wheelhouse of Star Wars where you start bringing in like gods and stuff. I mean,
like, where did this come from?
Well, yeah. I mean, I remember the first time I saw the Mortis arc all those years ago now. I'm like, what is this? What is going on? And I did not like it at all the first time I saw it. And I'm still not like in love with the concept. I like the episodes. I've come to enjoy speculating and trying to theorize and all that. But I still kind of, I'm still hesitant about having these like ones, as they're called, the ones. And then potentially going to Abeloth as well. And I don't know.
It can be a bit messy, yeah.
It's kind of just like I said, it's outside the norm of, if you're that casual fan who it's Jedi, lightsabers, Sith, and you're like, well, gods do? What?
Don't worry, Ahsoka won't explain any of this to Sabine.
No, nobody talks to each other in this show.
No one talks. No. But I'm curious, there are so many questions about this planet, where she's at. There's so many questions in general, what's going on with Season 2. I mean, I'm glad season 2 is happening, for one, because so many of these projects don't move past season 1.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious. I may not have loved season 1, but I am curious to see what they do with season 2. Because I like Balin, I like Shin. You know, I thought the young Ahsoka. There are things I like about it in isolation. The compilation of the whole thing, the collection. Didn't love it necessarily, but I have fingers crossed.
Well, wait, maybe we could just side quest Sabine for season 2, and she'll just deal with Shin, and they'll do things that nobody cares about, and then we can have Balin and Ahsoka carry the main part of the story.
I could certainly see that, yeah.
And give us some Mortis information. It was such a weird close for the ending, honestly, because in a season 2, the last thing I want them to do is go, let's look at what Hera and Ezra are up to in the New Republic, and then flash over to what Sabine is doing. Let's flash over to what what Ahsoka is doing. I think it gets too messy when you spread out. I think this is the point of the story where we don't need to see what's going on with Ezra anymore. He's involved in the New Republic stuff. Move him over there. But and Thrawn, it's sad that they used them in a way that now going into season 2, I'm curious about what they're up to, but they don't belong in the show anymore because Ahsoka's season should be following her.
Ahsoka,
on the planet she's on, following the mission she's doing. I don't want to keep seeing them cut and to go, here's what Thrawn is up to, because that almost feels like a new show.
It's going to feel disjointed because they're going to have nothing to do with each other, in theory. I mean,
in theory,
you've got the Night Sisters and Thrawn doing whatever they're going to be doing with probably the remnants of the Empire, and then the New Republic trying to counter the return of Thrawn, or trying to find out more.
Thrawn and his army of Night Sisters, presumably?
He's got all the little caskets, or whatever you want to call them.
Mm-hmm.
So probably dead Night Sisters that are getting reanimated on Dathomir. I mean, seems to be the best guess.
And Ezra has to work with Hera and the New Republic to stop it. But at the same time, like I said, that feels like a different show. That doesn't feel like Ahsoka following her mission. And it's messy if they spread it out that way.
Do you think they're going to?
I'm worried. I don't
know what they're going to do, because where else do you pick up the Thrawn Ezra storyline?
Rangers of the New Republic?
I mean, I think, like I said, I've said before, I think Rangers of the New Republic getting canceled through a lot of kind of kinks in the plan or wrenches into things, and especially for Mandalorian season 3.
Right. And it's just messy because, like I said, yes, the storyline comes from Ahsoka. It's in season 1. It feels like season 2 you should continue to deal with that, but in order to deal with that, I think Ahsoka should have come back from the other galaxy. It doesn't make sense to leave her isolated out there unless she's coming back early enough in the season to then deal with the Thrawn problem.
It's
like they'd have to spend half the season on Perdia, and then the rest they'd have to come back to deal with.
I think maybe she never comes back from the other galaxy. I don't know how Sabine gets back.
Do you think just Sabine comes back?
I think there is a connection with the daughter and Morai, and perhaps she is going to take her place or something. I don't think Ahsoka's coming back.
Yeah, she needs to find her place in all this.
She needs to become a god. That's the only way Filoni will ever be happy and let her story end.
Because it would never end because she'd be a god.
Yeah. I
think that's what Filoni would want for her.
I kind of do, and it's gonna be such a joke or a meme when Ahsoka literally becomes a god or a one, whatever we want to call them, because everybody's gonna be like, well, yeah, George wanted or Lucas wanted her killed in Clone Wars, and Filoni made her a god instead. Yes.
What a lovely conclusion to Ahsoka's story. The story that she can never die.
Yep, she's going to be around forever. She's always been and always will be.
And that's why she could talk to Rey through the Force, because she's now an embodiment of the Force.
She made it all happen.
Wow.
Yep, she is all the Jedi. Not Rey. She is.
She is.
Yes, and she allowed Rey to take her power, because she has the power to do that.
So the only way to successfully do the season with the storyline of Thrawn included means they'd have to come back.
Yeah, and I don't think they will. I don't think it's going to happen. I think Sabine finds a way home. I don't
Ahsoka
think you'd
doesn't?
kill her off in another galaxy. But I think Ahsoka just goes into Mortis and becomes something. I think this is going to be the end of Ahsoka's story. And I'm not joking when I think she is going to become the daughter or something akin to that.
The embodiment of the light side of the Force.
Something along those lines, yeah.
Like the guardian of it, in a sense, yeah.
The Force ghost of Anakin could potentially become the new father, and Balin
could become the son.
Someone else, a new character, perhaps.
Well, then they could find their balance amongst the three of them.
Well, let's not get into that being balanced, but I know what you're saying, yes.
What a convoluted, messed up type story.
It might be very convoluted and it really might be Ahsoka becoming a god and us having to go, really, Dave?
Really?
You couldn't let her die to Vader.
Couldn't let your waifu go?
You couldn't let her die to Vader. Oh, goodness,
what
happens
to Ventress then?
Ventress,
it's his second waifu.
That's Abeloth. There you go. I figured it all out. Don't ask how that. Whatever.
No. You're done.
All right.
I think this video is done because you're gone too far.
That is going to be all we got for you this time. Now it is your turn to take to the comments below. Tell us what you think of any and all of today's news or the rumors we're discussing, and let's talk some Star Wars. And so until next time, thanks for watching.